Welcome, welcome. I'm Stevie C. Just bear with me as I realise that we got a blank screen, so we can't see nothing. There we go. That looks a bit better. We can see the game again now. So yeah, welcome. I'm Stevie C. It's great to see you here today. I hope you are well. Hope you have got your games all ordered now, because it won't be too long before we see the beta come out, and we'll start seeing content come from all over the globe of new Football Manager 26 graphics. So it's quite exciting to look forward to. Today, I've got a bit of a special for you. It could be a very long or it could be a very short stream, because we have a horrendous run of games, and obviously we're not very well liked at the moment by the board, by the fans, by the players. So we could well be finding this is our last few games if we get as far as 3 games, because the board have said now that my job is stable, so that is a bonus. But we also are in sort of like big trouble, and we've got to get through to the end of February and March, where we can start playing a few games that we've got a bit more of a chance with. We are going to be playing our counter-attacking tactic. Hopefully it will work against these 3 teams: Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea and Liverpool. Could be quite difficult. So in terms of the squad, I haven't had the confirmation yet because I was on holiday, but we tried to sign a few players just to bolster the squad. They're all old people, so they're going to annoy the board for me signing them. They're all on 5-month contracts, so that as soon as the season's over, so Gonzalo Martinez is the first one. It might get cancelled by the looks of it, but he's got fantastic dribbling and crossing and stuff, but he is 30 years old. That's just one just to tie us over in case we get some injuries or whatever. You're going to love these signings when you see them. Mario Fernandez, again, he's a right back. Still pretty fast for somebody who's 33. Great mentals, but not quite so great in the other stuff. But again, it's just a backup. May never see the pitch. The other guy who you will know well, again, still pretty good considering his age, 38 years old. Ashley Young. We should change his name to Ashley Not Young. So can we do that? How do you? That's gotta be a thing, hasn't it? Let's put my drink down. I've got my drink in my hand. Let's change that. we can't have that. So overview. Set nickname. Yes. Oh, that's taken out the whole lot. So Ashley Not Young. There we go. So for 5 months, he's back where he belongs. It won't last. So he's a definite. He's in the bag. Everybody's angry that I've signed him. I knew it would be an issue, but it just gives us that extra player that we can put on the pitch if necessary, with injuries and stuff like that. So I'm not stressed about the disappointment that they're going to have. This is the other guy. He's just a little bit of cover for Sesko, 6'5". So nice tall guy with great composure, good finishing, heading, pace, none. So he's again a bit of an impact sub at the very best, but again only on a 5-month contract, just to give us that little bit of cover, because Xerxes is absolute trash. So he's more likely to get on than Xerxes at the moment for me. So they're the 4 players. We've got to wait and see if we get them, because they're all applying for work permits. So here we go. Dos is set to sign. So he has been granted, I assume. So that was. We've got a appeal, have we? We can use our ESC things if he fails the appeal. So squad, I just hope that we can register him now, because we are past the date for the registration. But I'm sure free transfers you can register. So squad registration for Dost and Ashley Not Young. Confirm. So we've got 2 players we're still waiting on. Like I say, it's not the end of the world if we don't get them. Highly unlikely we'll get too much pitch time. Dost will definitely get on to the substitutes bench. If I can think, I think Kevin can be replaced, especially with this big game now. We're gonna sort of like be struggling to get a decent. He's going to struggle in these next 3 games, is what I want to say, to get a decent run of games, because these are the important games, and we could well be sacked by the end of them. And Wemo is back, but I'm going to start him on the bench. Lacey, the poor lad, scored that amazing goal and is coming off the bench, so that's a bit of a shame for him. Ugarte and Torreira, I'm going to give Ugarte a rest and let Casemiro have a go. And I do actually need to, the unhappy players, I need to remove them from the transfer list. I've just realised that there's no need in trying to sell them now. So transfer, we don't want to keep them unhappy forever in a day, do we? So Casemiro, where are you? No status set. Transfer status, no status set. So hopefully they'll get a bit happier now that they've been taken off the transfer list. Just looking to see if there's anybody else who is specifically missing. I don't think there is. So we'll move on to our first game. So 36 for Doss. Is that his age? It's something like that. So this is our first game today. We are away against Tottenham Hotspur, who have Vicario, Paulo Romero, Ramagnoli, Davis, Lina, Bentancur, shouldn't be that hard to say, Madison, Kulusevski, Carrasco, and Harry Kane. Lamens, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Torreira, who is our one and only real signing, Diallo, Mount, Fernandez, and our very own Harry Kane, Benjamin Sesko. So let's see how we get on. We are, like I say, in the counter-attacking. How long we'll stay in that will depend on how long we can stay in the game for. Early signs are not many chances. 20 minutes in, we haven't had a highlight. And it goes on. So we'll encourage and carry on. 35 minutes, not a single highlight. We have had more shots than them, though, I've noticed. Sesko wins a header off the corner. That's the first highlight, and it was a pretty good chance, to be fair. Now, looks like Tottenham are going to get a highlight. All of a sudden, the game has sprung to life. Bentancur, Madison, great ball to Carrasco. Hits the post. I don't know how that did not go in. Amad Diallo picks up the ball, and that's the end of the highlight. Carrasco with a free kick. He's gone for the shot. The keeper wasn't going for it, but it was over, so we're okay. But a couple of highlights for Tottenham is a little bit disconcerting. Another free kick, and all of a sudden, oh, that's offside. That's got to be offside. They've had the ball in the back of the net. Davis was offside. The flag has gone up, but VAR will make the final decision. it was disallowed. I thought it was offside. So I was straight in there with the call. When he heads it down, definitely ahead of the other defenders. Thank goodness for that, though. I mean, to be fair, we've actually done reasonably well there, but it's like they've changed something, and so something has become an issue for us. So I'm going to drop back to cautious. It may be a bad idea. I'm not totally convinced on what to do in this situation. This is the problem with watching on key highlights only, is you don't get a feel for what the game is going. But so I'm going to put we're not creative enough, just to see if we can spur something in this. Again, it spurs spur something in the second half from our players. So we've got a little bit more cautious, and we seem to have quelled all the highlights again. We're an hour in. Let's have a look. We got a lot of players on yellow cards, so there's going to be a little bit of changing around. Ugarte can come on for Casemiro. And Buemo on for Diallo. Delict. No, I'm not taking Delict off. Luke Shaw for Diogo Dallo. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do there. Mason Mount and Sesko has not been playing very well, it's got to be said. But Cunha can come on. So 4 substitutions there. We've reduced the chances of a sending off. And hopefully we've actually improved the quality as well, because some of them players we've brought on are exceptional players. Tottenham Hotspur, I've noticed, have just changed their formation. So we'll see what difference that has on the game. So Pedro Porro. Seem to remember the last time these two teams played, it was 0-0. Maddison, Pedro Porro, Bentancur, well done Martinez. Bruno Fernandes, come on, go with it. Run with it, Bruno. Plays it to Torreira. Torreira with not as accurate a pass as we would have liked, but the ball has gone back to Cunha. Cunha's found Buemo unmarked in the middle, and if everything's onside, Manchester United have a lead with just 10 minutes to go. The goal stands. I mean, Torreira played a bad ball, but it actually was key to the progress of the move, because Tottenham had turned themselves back around and all of a sudden they were caught out at the back. And that is an awesome start. So Bruno's looking tired. Let's see if there's anything we can do about that. So, trouble is, Sesko's looking tired and playing poorly as well. So I'm going to give Dust the game. Drop Bruno back to there and have him as a roaming playmaker in the centre of midfield now. So Ugarte needs to just keep control of the edge of the area. Torreira can still make his runs forward. Just checking we've got it down both flanks. That's what we want. Back to the game. And Dost getting his debut. If we get any highlights, we'll put him on the screen. But I hope we don't get any, to be fair. Oh, that was bad play. Kudus keeps it in. Finds Pedro Porro. Harry Kane. Oh, I was resigned to that being in. It hung in the air for a long time. Somehow Harry Kane missed. And we'll take that every day of the week. Swap down to defensive for the last couple of minutes. This could be a fantastic result. That is awesome. We have been missing that against the bigger teams. And I know some people would say Tottenham aren't a bigger team, but actually, it's been a while since we've been able to compete against all these, what we would call traditionally the big six. And that was a fantastic result. Dost didn't really get time to impact the game, but at least he got on the pitch and he can now say officially he is a Manchester United player. I mean, outstretched arms. Very well done, guys, and they are happy. To be fair, it was a little bit shaky. There were a couple of times where Tottenham looked like they could have got something out of that game, and we just about survived. It was the only game to be played at that particular moment, which means that we now pull on to level games with everybody else. We're still 4 points behind Arsenal, 7 points behind Aston Villa, so catching up with them is proving very difficult. But we've got a good 7 point gap between us and Newcastle and Brighton. So that is something we hopefully will be able to hang on to 6th and start building. Well, I've just realised that's guarantees. Even if we lost to Chelsea and Liverpool, 1st and 2nd, even if we lost to both of them, we'd still be ahead of Newcastle. It won't help us in our chase of Arsenal and Aston Villa, of course, but no matter what, we'd still be in 6th place by the end of the next 2 games. So that's a good start. I'm happy with that. Casemiro and Shaw no longer feel unwanted. Dost has made his debut. Look at that, 34 years old. He's got great jumping reach, etc. And as to be fair to him, he's going to be there for the moments where we need to play lump ball and get the ball into the box. But we gave him a little bit of a run out there. So Cunha on form. That's the first time I've heard that said for a while. And he came off the bench, didn't he? Because he really, look at that. He only ran 3 miles in the whole of the game because he wasn't on for the whole of the game. So really, he didn't. But yeah, so that is good. 2 wins in a row as well. Does that make our... Yeah, so we got 3 wins in the last 4. If we can continue that, and it was a cup semi-final that we lost as well. In terms of Premier League, it's probably the same anyway. But yeah, so the last 4 games Premier League-wise, we have 3 wins. 3 Premier League wins in a row. That's something you don't see very often. So Martinez comes in as a right winger. He's 33 years of age, I think he was, but he's got good ability for crossing. Again, everybody's let down by the signing, but these are just players to bolster the numbers. But look at these technical aspects for him. 17 dribbling, 15 crossing. He can take corners, free kicks, long shots. That's good. But yeah, 30 years old. He's not as old as I thought he was. He's got 5 months to prove whether he's got it in the Premier League at that age. I'm happy to give him the odd run out. Not expecting any of these to be long term in any way, shape, or form. It was just a case of bolstering the squad numbers. We had 4 spaces, so I thought I'd look for 4 players who were unemployed. Mario Fernandes will come and join us, even though he's the one that's 33. I knew somebody was 33. So if we accept that now, again, the fans will be disappointed. Oh, actually, they've got reservations, but they're not so disappointed that they want me out. I mean, 15 pace at this age is pretty good, and his mentals are mental. Absolutely brilliant. Crossing's not as good as it could be, but he's somebody there, a bit of experience, and we've got cover now for both left back and right back, because that means Diogo Dalot can cover on the left as well. So I'm happy that we've strengthened the squad. We just need to register those 2. That is our maximum 25 for the squad. So Ugarte's picked up an injury for 6 weeks. This is why we need strength in depth, because we could start getting injuries. I forgot to rest the players. So Chelsea, we're going to have a tired team. Mason Mount is now injured as well. Should have rested them. I think we're going to have to rest Sesko. That's a real issue. Maybe Mbuemo can have a go up front. So let's look at how tired people are. Well, we've got to take Mason Mount out. So Cunha can come on for Mount. And even those, well, Sesko looks reasonably okay there. So I'm gonna start Mbuemo on the right, and I'm just looking at who else we've got. Is there anybody looking tight? No, they all look reasonably okay, to be fair. So Mason Mount can come out for, who's that winger we just signed? Where's he gone? Is it Martinez? What's that orange? Right, so he's not fit, but so Gonzalo Martinez on the bench. I've got to put Ashley Not Young on the bench, just so hopefully we can get him onto the pitch at some point. And Mario Fernandes can come onto the bench, maybe, if we've got the space for him. So we're going to want Fred on there for Casemiro. Just hope the keeper doesn't get injured. We'll give Mario Fernandes a run out if things are going our way. But it is highly possible that they won't be going our way. Just looking if there's anybody who looks like they don't want to be on there at the moment. Luke Shaw's ratings are going to have to improve. I'm going to tell him that. Oh, I haven't taken Ugarte out of the subs. So I could have really put Henderson back in, but don't worry. Dorgu has been missing for a while because he kept giving the ball away in key moments. So this is our team for today. Lemons in goal, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Torreira, Mbuemo, Fernandes, Mateus Cunha and Sesko. We've got Ashley Not Young, Fred, Diallo, Maguire, Martinez, Obi, Dost and Dorgu on the bench. A little bit of excitement over some of these new young lads, not young lads, should I say, on the bench. Any one of them could get a little run out today if things are going our way. Jorgensen, James, Fafana, Badashil, Cucurella, Ampadu, Bove, Mkhitaryan playing for Chelsea. Interesting. Raheem Sterling, Garnacho and Jared Bowen. Of course, Jared Bowen is one of the players I would have been looking to sign if I'd have had the money at the time, but Chelsea beat me to him, so good luck to him and them. But Garnacho and Bowen and Sterling, that is some pace up front. So we're going with what they suggested. Here we go. Cucurella, it is tipping it down, which may help with our being a little bit more direct. Fernandes just comes and takes the ball off. If this goes in early on, it really will be fantastic. And Mbuemo, we've missed you, man. We have definitely missed you. Brian Mbuemo scores his 10th goal of the season, cutting inside and putting it onto his left foot, slotting it home. That is 1-0 to Manchester United. You couldn't have dreamed of a better start than that. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. Brian Mbuemo, good finish. Little suspect for the keeper. But that is 1-0. Maybe the confidence is beginning to climb. Mkhitaryan, former Manchester United player. There's plenty of them in this Chelsea team. Bruno Fernandes, De Ligt. Plays it to Fernandes again. Sesko. Mbuemo's through again. Sesko picks it up. Bruno Fernandes slots home. Was he onside? That is the question. We are 3 minutes in, and it's Manchester United 2, Chelsea 0. I actually did not envisage this happening. I actually really honestly thought we'd be looking for another job by the end of this game, possibly the end of the next game. But potentially, I mean, look at that. Man City have played already and won 7-1. Oh, what is going on here? Benjamin Sesko has put away a free kick, headed it in, and we are 7 minutes into this game, and we have a 3-0 head start on Chelsea. Luke Shaw with the free kick. It's a great cross. Sesko gets up. Beautiful header at the near post. And this is actually looking a bit like the real life game between United and Chelsea, except for there's been no sendings off. So, Mbeumo, we couldn't make it 4. We have made it 4. Brian Mbeumo, set up by Mazraoui, but all the work really was his. And all of a sudden, this is looking a little bit like the Burnley game. If you've watched my previous episodes, you would know that that didn't end too well. We were 6-0 up by half-time and only managed to win 6-4. And quite easily could have been 6-all. They hit the post, the crossbar, all sorts going on in that game. But 4-0 up after 20 minutes, I'm quite liking this counter-attacking tactic, it's got to be said. Maybe, just maybe, with the other tactic, just dropping it back from much higher to standard would make a difference with that tactic as well. Maybe it's just our defenders are not going. Now, Bowen looked offside to me. The flag has gone up. He's missed anyway. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like we need to change anything at the moment. It's Chelsea who've got to do all the changing. They've got a double Mazzala, which is not going too well for them. So Martinez, Casemiro, Mbeumo, Mazraoui. Mazraoui steaming down the right, finds Mbeumo again, who's on a hat-trick. He's gone for it. Oh my goodness, he hit the inside of the crossbar stroke post. It ran along the line, hit the keeper who knew nothing about it, but stayed out. That could have been 5. Unlucky there from Mbeumo. He's in the thick of the action again, winning that header. Sesko wins a header, nods down Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes should have scored. A little bit disappointed. 5-0 would have been a little bit of a cushion to go in for half-time. We'd have been quite happy with that. But instead, we're going to have to shout at them because we're not doing very well. I'm only joking. Outstretched arms, you've blown them away. Defenders, you weren't bad out there, but you can still improve. And I say that because I want them to guard against complacency. Sesko's looking very tired, so we could potentially give him a rest. That's something that I would definitely be looking at. We're an hour in. Let's get a couple of these old guys on. So, Sesko, rest for you. I'm not going to change the right back. The wing backs, Luke Shaw could potentially come off for Ashley Not Young. And I want to give Bruno Fernandes a rest. But is it too soon? He's playing so well. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Martinez on the right wing and Mbeumo move over to the left. Just to give him something different. Maybe Mbeumo can trouble one of the other defenders this time. Oh, we're not moving. So a couple of debuts in this, Martinez and Mbeumo. I'm not sure who headed that then. Was that Doss? I want Doss on the screen so we could actually see what he brings to the game. There he is, Doss. Right. So on the tactics, I've just had a thought with Doss. We probably want him as a target forward attack. That's going to be very much his best position. We need to put him as the number 1 header of the ball as well. I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't quite know how that did not go in, but Bremo's looking like he's tired now. Wish he could have looked like he was tired 5 minutes ago when I was making substitutions. Who can we put? Amad Diallo. Perfect. And Mbeumo. And Bruno Fernandes is now looking tired as well. So, but we should be able to survive 15 minutes with a 4-0 head start. So I'm fairly confident that we will be gaining points again on Chelsea and Liverpool, who look like they're dropping points to Burnley at the moment. Bruno Fernandes with a free kick. Jurgensen was planted, not diving anywhere. Apparently we've got another sub, but I didn't think we had one. But I could have taken Bruno off. But there we go. We've had Martinez, Dust, obviously has already had his debut. Ashley Not Young's had his debut now. So there's a couple of our elder statesmen who have been given a little bit of a run out. And all of a sudden, everything's looking hunky-dory. Outstretched arms. That's as comprehensive as you could have expected. 4-0 against Chelsea. All of a sudden, everything's looking right with the world. A 1-0 away win at Tottenham. A 4-0 victory against Chelsea. And we are celebrating. So Maresca refusing to panic after getting absolutely battered by Manchester United. So if we look at the Premier League now, we've actually gained 3 points on Aston Villa because they haven't played yet. Arsenal are 9 points ahead of us, but have played a game extra. So we technically have lost points on Arsenal, but we could still gain 3 of them back. We'll just speed it up by having a bit of a holiday. I've not rested Sesko. I probably should have. Him and Mbuemo are struggling with tiredness, fatigue. But we've got a couple of games where potentially they could be rested. Leeds, definitely a game we should be winning. Although I do remember the first game we played against them, they were quite destructive against us. So I nearly signed Patrick Bamford thinking of Leeds. But Doss was just better in the air. So that's something I wanted to do, actually. If we go to tactics, we go to set pieces. We go to... I think you can do it from here, but aerial threats. Sesko is always going to be my number one whenever he's on the pitch. But where have we put Dust? There we go. They've got him in 5th. But we're having him right up the top there. His jumping reach is 16. His heading is 17. The one thing you're not seeing in that, though, is that although Harry Maguire is better than him, he's about 3 inches taller. So he's got those 3 inches as well. So that is definitely a reason to have Dust as your target man when he's on. Back to inbox, just see what we've got. Xerxes constantly getting injured at the moment. Ashley Not Young is ill. 2 weeks to get over the flu. That might be your last chance of playing, man. Ethan Williams is injured, watching our wide players drop like flies. This is why we needed to bolster the squad numbers. So, we're definitely going to play our strongest squad. The question is it Casemiro or is it Ugarte? Is Ugarte still injured? He's still injured. He's out for another couple of weeks yet. So that makes that a little bit easier. Mason Mount's still injured, so we can't really use him. Anybody looking tired? I think everybody looks okay. Buemo, Cunha, Fernandez, if they can play like they did in the last match, this would absolutely be awesome. Has Luke Shaw improved a little bit? Yeah, he has improved a little bit. So I think we'll leave it. Same team that beat Chelsea. Ashley Not Young can come off for Diogo Dalot on the bench. Nearly forgot about him. And Fred can come off the bench for Mainu. Obviously, he's only being used if we make any substitutions of Torreira. And, I mean, how solid have we looked since Torreira came in? He's now played 3 games, and we've won all 3 of those games. So, Torreira, I'm putting all this on your doorstep. Thank you very much. So this is a team again today, exactly the same as last time. Lemons, Mazraoui, Delict, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Torreira, and Buemo, Cunha, Fernandez, and Sesko. We're coming up against Alisson, Joe Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Palacios, Varela, Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo, and Isak. They weren't too difficult last time we played them. Whether it will continue with that, I do not know. We'll keep with the recommended for now. Seems to be getting lots of greens. Everybody seems to be picking up with their morale. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling a little bit more loved. A good start to the game where we're not getting overrun by Liverpool, but we're not doing the same to them as we did to Chelsea. We're in the green zebra kit. And Isak is charging at the goal. Has got clean through. Good save, Lemons. And Buemo brings it out the other end. Can we counter-attack? He's been taken out. That's got to be a yellow card for Robertson. Surely to surely that was a yellow card. It wasn't. I can't believe it. If that wasn't stopping a counter-attack, I don't know what is. So Wirtz with a corner for Liverpool. Doesn't swing it in, as I was about to say. He plays it out to Mo Salah. Now it's going to get swung in. No, he's going to try and run through. Very nearly, just like Isak, very nearly ran through. We are genuinely struggling to deal with this side on the left-hand side. A long-range effort. I didn't see who took it, but it was close. And if we're looking at the way things are going at the moment, we are struggling. 8 shots to 1. We're not in the game. We have a corner, though. We've gone cautious. Sesko wins the header on the corner, and that is amazing. We have been getting absolutely trounced in this game, but it's Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1, Benjamin Sesko with a near-post header. If we could get at least a draw out of this game, I mean, 7 points in the 3 games that we've had would just be absolutely majestic for the game that, for the run that we've had before that. This has been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So we'll go to the break and so we'll say well done for that. Midfielders. No, there's nothing that's there. You can still improve. We need to improve. So that's my suggestion to them, is that they need to get better. We have the keeper to thank a lot for this, because Wirtz and Isak have had very good chances and he's managed to deflect both of them, not into the path of somebody else. So playing out from the back now, Liverpool, in the 55th minute, should I say. Canate plays it back to Becker. That is, of course, Alisson. I don't know why it's called Becker on there. Varela. Robertson brings it forward. Should be on a yellow card, but isn't. I'll never forgive the ref for that one. Palacios, Gakpo, easy goal for Isak, but the flag has gone up. So as long as he was definitely offside, that does not count. The keeper is yelling at the defence, which you can understand, but he was offside, so we're okay. We live to fight another day. Just looking at the energy levels of everybody seems okay. And I think we're an hour in. No intention of changing anything yet. I will keep a close eye on likes of Sesko and that. They do tend to get tired at this point. Wow, this is getting close now, though. We're going to have to make some changes soon, and it's either going to make or break the game. Mo Salah should be a goal. I think it's technically an own goal. I think it's deflected off one of our players. But that's 1-1. And I think from here you would expect Liverpool to go and get the win. This is the second time we've fallen for that corner. It does hit one of our players, and that takes it out of the reach of the keeper. So Mo Salah's credited with what was a lucky... I mean, you've got to expect now Liverpool will go on and win this game. I just can't see any other result than a Liverpool win. Isak charging through. Good save again from Lemons. We need to get out of this blimmin' real issue of them completely dominating. And it's the same corner again. This time he's gone back out wide. Shaw has won the ball back. Is he going to do something with it? He just hoofs it forward. And now we've got time to make some changes to how we're playing. So I'm going to do something quite crazy. We're going to go ball-winning midfielders all the way. We've got to start trying to get possession. So, just excuse me while I go and check the door. My dog's letting me know that somebody's there. I'll just pause it here for 1 second. Apologies for that. It was a parcel being delivered. So, okay, so what can we do other than that? We've brought them forward. Do we bring Bruno back? Oh, that didn't work out how I wanted it to. But play him as an advanced forward. Advanced playmaker, I meant to say. On support. So Mbeumo is tired and Sesko is tired. So I'm going to take a chance with playing Obi in the advanced forward role. And I'm going to try and get these guys onto winger support. We've got to try and get the ball out to these guys, and hopefully they can do us a bit better. But Mbeumo can come off at Martinez. We'll give Martinez another run out, and hopefully he can provide a ball in. We probably want to cross low, with it being Obi in there and not Dust or Sesko. Let's see whether a little bit of pace up front gives us any kind of opportunities. So it's definitely a little bit of a shuffle round, hoping to try and get a little bit of control, but a poor kick out has left us struggling at the back. But the ball has come back, Cunha. He's got a winger to pass to in Martinez, who's very good at dribbling as well. We have two very good dribblers on the wings. Maybe we need to put run at defence more if it's not on already. I can't remember if it's on already. Obi finds a bit of space. He's run through. And that was nearly an inspired substitution. Let's just quickly have a look at them instructions. It is run it defence already, so we don't need to worry about that. But that was could have been a moment of managerial genius as Martinez with the corner. Not many of our tall headers on the pitch at the moment. No Maguire, no Doston, no Sesko. Seems to be taking his time over it. He looks for Delict. But instead, it's Robinson, and he's taken out, and we will get the card for that, I guarantee you. we didn't. That would have been identical to what Robertson did earlier in the game. But the referee is consistent. I'll give him that. So we have players getting tired all over the pitch now. If we survive this highlight, there may be more changes afoot, but we didn't survive it. Oh. So now the tactics are... Well, let's just double check that it does count. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Once again, we've been done by a late goal against Liverpool. So tactics, we've got to skip this first. Ignore that because I'm about to make my own changes. I mean, good for them, but I'm a little bit disappointed because... So we're going to go to our other tactic because it is an attacking tactic naturally. Amad Diallo can come on for Fernandes, and we'll put Martinez in that attacking midfield role. Or do we? No, I think we will do that. Just looking at what else we can do. Harry Maguire, who's looking tired in defence. It's probably not a Harry Maguire job. It's a Diogo Dalot for Mazraoui. Luke Shaw is also looking tired, so Dorgu can come on for him. And I think that's my 5 subs. Actually, I've changed my mind on that. Might as well give Mario Fernandes an opportunity. So we have 7 minutes to turn this from disappointment to joy. Will we get any highlights? The highlight looks to be a Liverpool one at the moment. They have had control of the game, so we can't complain with losing. We did give our fans the excitement for a bit. Wirtz misses a really good opportunity there, and it looks like that's the end of the highlights. So 2-1, a little bit disappointing, but I'm not going to go too mad at them. They can be unlucky. They're against the best team in the league, and realistically, we would have expected. If I'd have said I got 6 points from those 3 games that we played before we came on stream, I'd have been extremely happy with that. We've got 6 points. It could have been 7, maybe even 9, but we can't rest on what wasn't to be. So if we look at the results around, that didn't go our way. Arsenal won. Just looking through the results. Anybody else? Oh, Chelsea won. I mean, they're not really anything to do with us. Newcastle won, so it brings them a little bit closer to us. But we're still in the realms of catching Aston Villa. They are 6 points ahead of us. Is that right? 7 points ahead of us. So we've got a few games to go our way if we're going to catch them, but I just can't see us getting that top 4. I think Arsenal are just a little bit too far ahead of us now. We do have some easier games. So that is something. We've got 4 days, so we definitely need to rest our squad. And I'm going to try and rest them for 3 days because like Sesko and Mbeumo are getting tired very quickly. They do need a holiday, really. We could really do an international break where they weren't playing. I mean, we've not had Mbeumo for half of the season, and that because he's been at the African Cup of Nations, and yet somehow he's come back to us knackered. But he did come back and score those goals against Chelsea, so we can't complain too much. He was back at the right time. Aston Villa have played that game in hand and lost. That's good news. So in terms of tactics, we want to be getting back onto the main tactic. Hopefully that won't be a mistake. So they're expecting us to win. So we're going to have to make sure that we do that. We are at home. I am going to give Dust a start, but we want this before I do anything. Next match only. Dust is going to start. And Martinez can start. Luke Shaw can come off for Dorgu. And just trying to decide whether we give Bruno a rest as well, but Mount's not really fit. I suppose technically we could and have. Do you know what? I'm going to give Fernandez a start as well. I do like the looks of Fernandez, even though he's 33. I think he looks a good player. So where's Amad Diallo? That's who I'm looking for. And what we'll do is we'll put Diallo on the left and Cunha in the middle. See how that works. So we've brought on some aging players for this game. I didn't put blimmin' Dufamijig. I didn't put Dost as the striker. So we're going to be quite demanding on the result. We want him as a target forward attack. So off we go with a little bit of a changed around team. Hopefully that will not come back to bite us. Martinez swings in across. The keeper does get a good clearance, but it's not over yet. Cunha to run in with the ball. Takes a shot from distance. Mateus Cunha. It's only his 4th goal for Manchester United, but we'll take it. It's come at a good time. That was an awesome finish. Probably up there with the best goals of the season. I mean, look at that. Nobody came to him, so he just puts it into the far corner. 7 minutes in, 1-0. Just think it, this time against Chelsea, we were 3-0 up. But Old Trafford is beginning to bounce with the amount of goals that they're seeing. That is for sure. So Leeds try to hit us on the counter-attack, having to go back to the keeper. Rodon hooks it clear. Mario Fernandez does well and wins it back. Now Mario Fernandez, good control of the ball, finds Cunha, finds Mario Fernandez, has gone for goal. A little bit Diogo Dallo-like, but it was a pretty close attempt. I'd have been really happy if he'd have scored, and maybe the fans would start liking me too. So Ahmad, good turn. Fine. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic play. Cunha to Martinez. The passing was so quick I couldn't keep up with the commentary of it. Martinez gets his first goal for Manchester United. And who says that old people are no good in this game? A good turn by Amad Diallo. Cunha keeps the ball alive, back into near the penalty spot. And Martinez, with his left foot, slots it home. And that is Manchester United 2, Leeds 0, half an hour gone. So Dorgu, great ball to Amad Diallo, who's gone for goal himself and then found Bas Dost. The referee seems to be suggesting there might be an offside here. It was disallowed. I'm not sure who was offside because it could only have been Diallo. Oh, that is annoying because it was such a good, well-worked free kick. So that was a shame. Doss nearly got his first goal there. So they're winning, they're doing well, but they shouldn't be sort of like struggling for the rest of the game now. Everybody seems all right energy wise. We're not going to change anything for another 10 minutes or so. I'm really pleased that the older guys have come in and all had a bit of an impact in the game. Casemiro's picked up an injury. It is a groin injury. We'll use this opportunity to make a few substitutions. So both of our centre backs are on cards. So Harry Maguire can come on, and I think I'll leave it at that for them. Cunha's beginning to look a little bit tired, so we could replace him with Mbuemo. He's had a fantastic game, so we can't complain at that. But we don't want him getting injured, and we'll leave it at that for now. 3 subs at the hour mark. So ex-Man United player James was bringing the ball forward, but they've given the ball away. Amad Diallo and Mbuemo playing in an unusual position for him. Drives into the box. Nobody's stopping him. And I thought he was going to score then, but somehow he's managed to kick it out for a throw-in. Martinez with the free kick. It's a good cross in. Maguire powering the header. Mainu picks up the ball. I was a bit worried he showed Lemons short then, but Mainu. Maguire. Mario Fernandes. Loads of space. He's found a beautiful ball into Mbuemo, who somehow has missed again. That is 2 sitters that Mbuemo has missed since coming on and playing in that new role. Martinez swings in the corner. Another Martinez keeps it in. So we're into the last 10 minutes now. So we are going to just use them last couple of subs up while we can. Martinez and Torreira are looking tired. So we'll put Bruno in as a defensive midfielder. Martinez will have to play the full quota, I think. So just looking. What we'll do is we'll let Obi come on and play as the advance forward for the last 6 or 7 minutes. Sesko's had a complete rest today, so he should be fairly happy with that. And Buemo didn't get the full match off, but I think we can safely say that was a reasonable win. So Chelsea beat West Ham United. Crystal Palace and Burnley drew. Bit of a problem for Crystal Palace. They look like they're on the way down at the moment, although we've kept leads in that area as well. But they're a good 4 points behind Leeds now, Crystal Palace, so they very much at risk of going down alongside Fulham, who look down, and Sunderland, who are almost certainly down. It's definitely how it appears it's going at the moment. So Casemiro's out for a long time. We'll send him to a specialist, and it's the end of his season. And we'll just tell him, try not to worry about it. We're not going to make any promises. So not only did we get a nice 2-0 victory there, we also got £1 million from Dan James. That was nice. I'll take that. So this time, Cunha can definitely have I'm really pleased with how you played and you scored. That's a good one to say. You could definitely have some praise for that match. Zirks is unfortunately happy to stay at the club now, even though we don't want him here. So Casemiro is officially game overed. So Fred you're back in the squad again. So we have one more game left in February. If we just very quickly look at our schedule, just looking, Chelsea lost, Newcastle beat Nottingham Forest in games that have already happened. But if we go to our run in February, it's actually been pretty good. You'd expect to lose to Liverpool, so Burnley to go, and then we're looking at March. And I'm looking at the time. I may even play March as well in terms of releasing it as individual videos. I will possibly just split it, and then so we could potentially in the next couple of live streams finish the season because we're rattling through this. We're getting good wins. I'm in a happy mood. It's not going wrong at the moment, so I would suggest that we just keep going. So Sesko is back on, and Buemo, I'm tempted to give him another rest. Although Martinez is still quite tired, probably should have rested him maybe. Although we could put Diallo on, let Buemo have another rest. And I want to see Mario Fernandes again because I thought he was exceptional. Mazraoui can have another rest. I'm beginning to see signings that I didn't expect to be any good. Actually, looking like they could make us a little bit stronger in the squad in the first team, and I wasn't expecting that, if I'm perfectly honest. So I'm going to put Yoro on the bench instead of Harry Maguire. There's nobody who looks like they need a rest, so I'm fairly happy with that. The one thing that I might do, just for a change of scenery, is give Henderson a run out in goal. Lemons, you can come onto the bench. Who we got to take off? Diogo Dallo. How is Luke Shaw's figures? He's dipping again, so Dorgu, you're going to get another opportunity. Wasn't expecting it to ever happen, but Luke Shaw's numbers are not great, so we'll give Dorgu a run out. Just hope he doesn't make another mistake. So this is the team for today. Henderson, Mario Fernandes, Mateus de Ligt, Lisandro Martinez, Dorgu, Mena, Torreira, who's been excellent since coming into the team, Amad Diallo, Mateus Cunha, Bruno Fernandes, and Benjamin Sesko. Kyle Walker is in this Burnley side, so that will be an interesting battle between him and Cunha. And not really anybody else to worry about, apart from I think that Jadon Anthony is pretty good in Football Manager. So pick up where he left off last time. Sesko's unsure because he didn't play last time. He had a whole match off. I bet he's disappointed. A little bit disconcerted that we've not had any highlights yet, but here we go. 17 minutes in, Dorgu. Mateus Cunha, his pocket is picked by Walker. They're going to pass the ball out. Finds Harrison. Good tackle from Cunha. Bruno Fernandes Goes with a long-range shot, and Bruno Fernandes has tucked it in the bottom corner. Bit of a soft goal to concede, I've got to say, by Burnley, but it gives us that lead. The Green Zebras are 1-0 up against Burnley. I think this kit reminds me a little bit of the grey kit that United had, which they said that they couldn't see each other on the pitch in the grey. And so this is a little bit like that. They've got a little bit of disguise going on. Sesko's been brought down. I hope he's not injured. It's going to be a red card. Just looking at his energy levels, it looks like he's all right. That was a little bit of a concerning moment, because if that had been the end of his season, having just lost Casemiro as well, I'd have been gutted. Mario Fernandes is on a yellow card, so we're probably going to only have this half. He's put in a super delicious cross. Cunha has so many good chances and misses him. He hits the post. It was close, but with 10 men, all of a sudden, Burnley are looking like a team who are going to be in real trouble here. Tactics-wise, I just want to change a couple of things. Go to much shorter passing, but very wide. We want to spread them all over the pitch. And do we work the ball into the box? We'll try that. I think that, they're not going to pose too much of a risk coming forward. They've got Harrison and Brozier on their own at the front, and then everybody else is going to be defending. Maybe we can change one more instruction as well. Out of possession, is it? No, in transition. Distribute to fullbacks. And we'll let him pick how he distributes it to the fullbacks. I would say that our shooting's not been good enough. We need to improve, because you can't be happy with just a 1-0 against 10-man Burnley. But this is looking like an excellent month. Certainly for how it was looking before the month came in. We were sort of like, surely we can't survive this month. Surely we can't. And somehow we have managed it. So we're 70 minutes in now. A lot of tired legs out there. Mbuemo can come on. Martinez can come on. Mazraoui can come on. Fernandes, we actually kept him on longer than I intended to. So if I bring Yoro on and swap Martinez and Yoro. No, that was the wrong one. Mazraoui can go there. And that's 4, so we've got one more. Who else is tired? Kobe Mainoo's looking tired, so Fred can come on for Kobe Mainoo. And that's our 5 subs. Sesko's getting a full game. Martinez clears the ball out. Bruno Fernandes was chasing. We've not got this game wrapped up at all, and that is a little bit disconcerting, to be honest. De Ligt picks up the ball. Martinez. Fred. Good ball to Mazraoui. Mazraoui running down the wing. Can he find the cross? He did find the cross, and somehow Bruno Fernandes has missed from 2 yards out. Smashed it against the post. And Luke Shaw has won the corner, but it should have been so much more than that. From the corner, Giovanni, whatever his name is, Martinez takes the corner. It has been won by Benjamin Sesko, who slots in his 19th goal of the season. And surely now that is the game for us. And we can safely say that we've won. We're going to go on very attacking to try and boost the goal difference a little bit. But it usually has the opposite effect and ends the game in terms of highlights. But Mazraoui, Sesko loses out. De Ligt sold Yoro a little bit short, but Yoro has got to it. Torreira, Martinez on the overlap. Second attempt, and Bremo finds Sesko. Is that free? Was he onside? The defenders are appealing for offside. We're waiting for a decision. Goal awarded, 3-0. So we couldn't have asked for much more than this, really. I'm happy if we went in with 3-0 at the end. That will do me nicely. But if we could add more on too, that would be fantastic. I didn't just say moron, did I? Moron. Who's a moron? Yeah, it's never offside. I don't know what they were complaining at. 2 goals for Sesko as well. Is that his 20th goal of the season now? I think the first one was his 19th, so it must be. Time is ticking away. A free kick. Bruno Fernandes. Is it the icing on the cake? He's hit the crossbar. So close. So I think we can be very happy with a 3-0 win away from home. Very happy with the way we played. And so we can't complain too much with that. So what I'm going to do now is, just for the benefit of the recording, I'm going to say goodbye, but we're not going to end the live stream now. This is going to be more for when I put it out as a video. So don't think that I'm going. I'm just wanting to close out and separate the 2 months so that there'll be different episodes when we come to the making of the videos. So that's the end of February. Fantastic month. 4 wins out of 5, only losing to the best team in the league, Liverpool. 1-0 win against Tottenham, where Mbeumo came back and scored. 4-0 against Chelsea. The game was over in 7 minutes, with Mbeumo getting 2 goals and pulling us comfortably ahead. Then we've got Liverpool, who we did okay against. They completely dominated the game. There's no doubt about that. Sesko did put us in the lead, and we got a little bit excited. But once Mo Salah equalised in the 66th minute, then there was that sort of like inevitability that they would get the win. And with 6 minutes to go, Isak found the space, scored the goal, and broke the hearts of the Manchester United faithful. I mean, a draw would have been a fantastic result for the whole of the game. But the form has definitely turned around, and with a 2-0 win against Leeds with Cunha and Gonzalo Martinez, who I called Giovanni, which was completely wrong. And Burnley, comfortable win, but the sending off helped as well. But they were never in the game. So 3-0, we'll take that. And that has left us still in 6th place in the league, with 2 games in hand for Aston Villa, and we're 1 point behind them. So they could potentially be 7 points ahead of us. But we are slowly pulling back on them and Arsenal. I don't think we're going to catch them, but we can but try. Arsenal are in a fantastic run of form at the moment, just winning all the time. They beat Man City, Palace, Brighton, Brentford and Wolves. And, with form like that, I just can't see us making that up in the next 9 games that we have. They have, of course, 10 games. So we're looking realistically at 5th or 6th. And we're going to get Europe next year, which will help. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. The board wanted a top 4, so I don't know how happy they will be with us finishing in 6th place. So we're going to stay on the live stream. I want to reiterate that I am going to take a comfort break and everything else, but I do want to just end the episode in terms of recording. So again, this is just for the benefit of my video that I will put out. Don't go anywhere. So I'd like to thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. And we look forward to the next episode, where we take on March and see how we can get on with the games that we have against Bournemouth, West Ham and Aston Villa. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm Stevie C, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. So those who are still here, hopefully watching, I am going to take that comfort break now, and I will be back in just a couple of minutes. So I'll see you in a sec. So, welcome. I'm Stevie C, and this is my Manchester United save, which is a farewell to FM24. We're probably a week or so away now from the beta coming out, and hope you've got yours ordered. But I certainly got mine ordered, and looking forward to that. With the scheduled release for November the 4th, so it's exciting times. It's been a couple of years since we've had Football Manager released, and so for the first time ever, it's been quite a long wait. But in the meantime, Football Manager 24 has kept us all entertained, kept us all going, because it's been a fantastic addition. Certainly one of the best additions of the game. I don't know if you've got a personal opinion on which has been the best. Please let us know in the comment. Me personally, and it is for personal reasons, I was a big fan of Football Manager 2009, and that was the one where my favourite club, Luton Town, were docked 30 points, and so getting them to stay in the Football League was always a great challenge to take on, and that was in 2009. Really good tactics. I used to like the sliders, so it was an interesting little, obviously completely different to what we have today. And I do believe, I might be wrong, that was the first time they introduced 3D into the match engine. I think it was always dots before that, so it was a bit of a game changing year for Football Manager, but that was my favourite. So let's come to our save now. We've just done February. It has been a pretty exciting February. We had 3 incredibly difficult matches. Before it, I wasn't confident we'd still have a job by the end of it. But 6 points against Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea was really helpful in enabling me to keep my job. And then Liverpool, we ran them close, but they were a much better team against us, so we just couldn't handle them. They are the best team in the league, so we will have to accept we're not at that level. And it's unlikely that we're going to make the Champions League this season. So in one season, we're not going to make it to their level anyway. We then got comfortable victories against Leeds, but we lost Casemiro for the rest of the season. And Burnley, where Benjamin Sesko came and scored 2 goals, made a very comfortable game for us. And the new signings seem to have settled in really well. We signed 3 players over 30, and they've actually really settled into the team quite nicely as bit part players. They're not first team players, but when they're coming on, they are making a bit of a difference. So I'm really happy with the way things are going with them. So in March, we've got 3 games, which on paper are all potential banana skins. Aston Villa, we need to win. That is a 6-pointer for us in terms of where we are in the league. Bournemouth and West Ham, however, they're banana skins. I think both of them have beaten us already this season. So if we just look back at earlier in the season, oh no, I lied. Please forgive me. I lied. Bournemouth we beat 1-0. It presumably wasn't convincing. We're not. I think we were in a bit of a good run then, actually. Looking at it, but I'm trying to find. West Ham we played straight after, that's right. And when we played West Ham straight after, somehow we got absolutely annihilated by them. We are at home this time against West Ham, so you would still expect us to win. And if we look at West Ham and their position at the moment, they're 9th in the Premier League, which is pretty good for them, to be fair, but they have lost a couple of games. So hopefully we can instill a bit more pain on the end of their season. We're running into the sort of like final 10 games of the season now, so it's the league has its shape, and there's going to be some interesting changes ahead. We got to praise Sesko for his. I don't know what I did then. I think I praised him. Oh, I must be getting tired. We have been doing this for a long time, even though I've just effectively started a new episode. We have really been playing for quite some while. There's 12 days till the next game, so we'll holiday through to that. Hopefully, nothing injury-wise will happen in those 12 days. So if you are listening along to this, do feel free to say hello in the chat. It'd be good to hear from you. Do appreciate those who come along and watch, especially the replays of the live streams where I cut it shorter and put it out as a video. But certainly between the matches is where you will find interaction will work the best, because I do want to keep, for video purposes, the football matches clear of chit chat so that I can concentrate on commentating the games. So an absolute shed load of emails to deal with before we go through. Ashley Not Young is back training again. Sesko's happy to stay at the club. Didn't know he wanted to leave. He's been absolutely brilliant for us. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of players who have been unhappy and not like me, but we seem to be winning everybody over now. He's one player of the month again. I think this is about the third time this season he's won that. So he's also got the young player of the month. So Diallo's unhappy, but he can stay unhappy for now. He's not first choice. He reckons he's underpaid. I disagree. I think you've got lots of money, Diallo. We will need to check how long his contract is before we go losing him because he's unhappy. So they're trying to tell me that Doss is past his best. He's 34 years old. Of course he's past his best. But he's a big, tall lad and he can score goals. So Amad Diallo, just want to check. He expires in 2030. Well, not him personally. His contract expires in 2030. You know, we're 6 years away from that. He's on 25k. I'll tell you what. Enter contract negotiations. He's not going to be a regular starter. He's going to be a squad player, whether he likes it or not. Remove that. Suggest promises. Right, we're too far away. Walk away. You had your chance. You're not going to blooming harangue me into making you a regular starter when I've got Mbuemo ahead of you. Alright, so he's sacked his agent. So do we want to enter contract negotiations again? You're not going to be a regular starter, Amad Diallo. That is not going to be there either. Suggest promises. It's a squad player or nothing. Literally, that's all you're getting. There you go. Well, you've got 6 years on your contract, so you'll be sat at 20. I was happy to offer you about double what you were on, and you don't even want the conversation, so it's not happening. So Ugarte is coming back, but we'll just keep him on the bench for now because he's not going to be fully fit. Definitely going to be lacking match practice. The team is going to be as strong as we can make it, but I really like him, Mario Fernandes, so I'm going to give him yet another start ahead of Mazraoui, who has also been playing very well. But Mario Fernandes is a very experienced player, and we'll let him have that go. Dorgu is going there, and on the bench we've got Ashley Not Young if things go wrong with one of our wing backs. So we're covered with them. We've got Mason Mount coming back from injury, also on the bench. Baz Dost and Obi waiting in the wings for should Sesko need a rest. So here we go for Bournemouth. So we look at the Bournemouth side, and there's Antoine Semenyo. We all know he's a fantastic player. Certainly one of the players who I would look to be signing if I was the real Manchester United manager at the moment. And to be honest, I don't know why people hadn't picked up on him earlier than this season, because he's always been a pretty influential player, but he's just really gone up a level in real life. So here's our team: Manchester United, Lamens, Mario Fernandes, De Ligt, Martinez, Dorgu, Mainu, Torreira, Mbuemo, Cunha, Fernandes, and Sesko. So we want them to pick up where they left off last time. We are on the attacking tactic, which may be a mistake against Bournemouth, but Bruno Fernandes, Cunha has cut inside. Bit of a terrible effort. I'm not happy with Cunha's finishing. He scored an awesome goal, an absolute majestic goal recently, but I think it was against Leeds. But his shooting in general has been pretty poor as Bruno Fernandes wins the ball back in a dangerous position. Mainu, great ball with the outside of his foot to Dorgu. Dorgu pulls it back to Torreira, puts in a low cross, and somehow they didn't miss it. I'm going to get Sesko as a highlighted player today. Just want to see how he does. So this is a dangerous moment as Brooks has broken free and somehow missed. I think it's a save from Lamens, but that was a little bit of a dangerous moment for us there. And it is a sign that maybe we need that counter-attacking tactic. Sesko sort of won the corner, but they're still in the danger area. Sesko hoofs it out, and that's the end of the highlight, thank goodness. So that was a real dangerous moment. And we're just watching how the game's playing out. I think we're going to switch tactics if we survive this. Nakamba. Is that Marvellous Nakamba? Somebody's injured there. I just wanted to go into the tactics and look at the opposition. It is Marvellous Nakamba. A Luton Town player moved to Bournemouth. Fancy that. So, while we're there, we might as well change to that tactic because Bournemouth are a team who like to put you under pressure. But they've got a player down at the moment. He doesn't look to me like he's getting back up. So we're waiting a long time for this injury to be sorted out. Enes Unal does look like he could come back in, but we've got to survive this corner. Sesko heads it out. Always rely on Sesko to win headers in those corners. So since we changed the tactic, it's sort of become a bit of a damp squid of a game. Bruno Fernandes finds Cunha. Cunha running with the ball. He's supposed to be good at dribbling. I haven't seen a lot of it this season, but he's gone for a long shot. And I tell you what, he's better shooting from further away than he is right close to the goal. But it was a miss, ultimately. So we're still 0-0. Torreira, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha finds Dorgu in space. He's played the ball straight to the defender, Semenyo. And somehow now they are on the counter-attack. It should be us doing the counter-attack in Bournemouth, not you. Marvellous Nakamba plays it out to Tavernier, who finds Enes Unal, and all of a sudden, we are in trouble. Just the only hope, the only thing that can save us is was the Bournemouth player offside? It's been disallowed. I feel like they've been robbed a little bit there, but because it was superb play. But he did just go that little bit too soon. So I'm far from pleased with that. We are away from home and we need to be scoring goals, but Dorgu is nervous. I think we're going to give Ashley, not Young, a little bit of a game. We've got to use him at some point, so Ashley, not Young, comes on for Patrick Dorgu. Mario Fernandes takes a throw in to Bruno Fernandes. Delict, Torreira, long ball forward, doesn't find Cunha, and Bournemouth come with yet another attack. And another opportunity. And I'm going back to the original tactic. We need to get on top of this game. So we are 60 minutes in as well. So we're going to make some changes. I want to take Cunha off. We'll put Martinez on and see whether they can help. Martinez prefers to be on the right, so we'll give him his best opportunity of putting in a good performance and leave him there. And Menu off, Ugarte on. Ugarte's looking aggressive, so hopefully he'll get stuck into them tackles and we can do something in this game. At the moment, it's looking like a difficult 0-0, but going to this tactic gives us a chance that one team or the other will find a win, whether it's Bournemouth on the counter-attack or us putting a bit of our quality, putting Bournemouth to the sword. We'll have to wait and see. Ugarte has just given the ball away. Or was it Torreira? I'm not sure. I think it might have been Torreira, actually. But Tavernier has been put through. And a great save from Lamens. He keeps us in the game. Sorry about that. So the corner, the resulting corner. Good header out. Tavernier to swing the ball back in. I wasn't sure where that was then. It was actually behind the goal, but at first I thought it was going in the air across the goal. Cook with the corner, swings it in. Sesko wins the header again. Martinez continues clearing it out. Now everybody needs to push out and win that ball back. So moving to this other tactic has not helped us in terms of our own attack. So I'm dropping it back to balanced. We could as likely lose this game as win it. So we've got to be careful. Semenyo has been put up front, I've just noticed. So they're determined to get him on the ball in front of goal. Mario Fernandes, last couple of minutes. Can he swing in across? That sneaks this for us. He does, and Buemo meets it with, and that's his 12th goal of the season. A superb assist from Mario Fernandes. And Manchester United take the lead with just a couple of minutes to go. All of a sudden, this game is looking like it was, this was what we planned all along. It's a bit of a smash and grab, really. I think Bournemouth have been very good. And we'll take that. At 90 minutes, we're going to just try and slow the game down by making a couple of substitutions. It doesn't mean the game is won. I must emphasise that. The game is by no means won. But we are going to be on defensive, trying to see out this final few minutes. and it looks like going defensive did exactly that. And Bournemouth will be very disappointed. They had a real opportunity there, but we've come away with the 1-0 win. Happy days. So there was only one other game today. That was Liverpool with beating West Ham away from home. Again, they took 70 minutes to get into the lead, so they obviously had a bit of a struggle too. Unfortunately, that was against the team that we play next. So I think I'll give everybody a decent rest. I know that we like to do training, but I'll give them 4 days off because we're coming to the crunch time in the season, and I just think that a well rested side against West Ham will give us a little bit more energy, hopefully than them. So we flip through these emails and see what's going on. Andre Anana gets job done. No, that can't be Andre Anana. What am I on about? Amadou Anana. So Harry Maguire keeps moaning about his training. So what we do is just flick it to none, and then they'll get reassigned by the assistant manager, probably to the same thing, but it usually stops them complaining a little bit. So it, it's time for the youth intake. We've got quite a few players, so we're going to just quickly offer some contracts. So future prospect. So I'm happy with those suggestions, really. The one thing that we want to do with these clauses is add optional contract extensions of where is it? Of 3 years, so that we've got them down. We'll offer him 2.5k. So for the next 6 years, he is ours, and then after 6 years, we could decide whether he's somebody who we're going to hang on to or not, and we'll do that with all of them and see how they like it. So what's he not happy with? He wants 2.9. Try 2.7. Yep, that'll do. So when you've got such a big budget as ours, these little negotiations are not too worth faffing with. See, this is where it gets a little bit more hairy. That bit's coming out. I'm happy to keep that one in. I think because he's clearly thinks he's got a bit about him. If we look at his stats, actually, he does look impressive. So, do you know what? I might reset it and let him have that because he looks very good. But what I might do is up the games to 30 games and 15 games, because I do like to give these guys a little bit of a run out at some point, and we don't want him on 22 grand too soon. But we've got to add that optional extension, and we'll offer him 9,000. Apparently, he couldn't possibly accept those terms. What about 10,000? We're nearly there. 10.5. Yes, we'll go with that. So that's our best youngsters. Signed, sealed, and delivered. If you haven't noticed, I try not to worry about too much if they are going to be good enough, because they're using so little wages. I do try and sort of not let them have any sort of like clauses that will enable them to leave the club too easy. We want to hang on to him for 6 years, and if it looks like in that time they're not going to make it, we can easily sell them on for a bit. But you got maybe 10 players here who potentially could make a decent standard of footballer, and they're costing us 3 grand a week as a rule. So this guy wants a full-time contract. Signing on fee, I've got no idea what they'll want, so I'll let them decide. No agent, so that's only going to let us do that. Is this because he's a really young player? Contract extension, 3 years. Suggest, and he's happy with that. I'm very pleased for you. And we've got Maxwell. He is a youngster. That's what we want for him. And he's another one we want on a full time. He's an enthusiastic winger, but his crosses are not particularly good. That's a disappointing one for him. So we can have him for 3 years for some reason, but not the other guy. That doesn't make much sense. And we'll up that. But we'll see if he wants that money. Wow, he's happy with 500 quid. Bonus. Got a player for 5 years who's happy with 500 quid. Should really check out his stats. He's a little bit slow, and his crossing and that's pretty disappointing. I would actually suggest that he would be better as a midfielder rather than a winger. He's too slow for a winger for a start. I'd be tempted to retrain him. So we've got those players in the bag. We just got to keep an eye on the other players. Hopefully we can get them signed up if they're good enough later. So we've got West Ham. They're going to be a difficult team for us to overturn. We are at home, so I am going to, even though we were awful with this tactic against them last time, I am going to try and keep with it for the first 20 minutes or so, just to see whether it was to do with us being away from home and that. The counter-attacking one could work against a team like West Ham, maybe. But I'm going to try and keep it for now. What I am going to do is put Martinez on Gonzo. I'm gonna give Martinez a nickname because we've got two Martinez's, and I keep forgetting his name anyway. So we'll call him Gonzo. He's a bit of a muppet, so but yeah, we'll let him have a go and see how he is. Look at that, we're all in the red with the finances. They're not happy. So Lemons, Mario Fernandes, Delict, Martinez, Dorgu, Mainu, Torreira, Gonzo, Fernandes, Mbuemo and Sesko are the team. Wan-Bissaka is an ex-United player. James Ward-Prowse, specialist with the free kicks and corners. Paqueta, obviously, and Vlasic are a dangerous pair. And Fulkrug absolutely tore us apart last time. We are second best team in the league on form at the moment, so hopefully we can continue that today. So it's an early corner, which Gonzo takes. Mainu, Martinez, Mario Fernandes, who could well become Super Mario. Dorgu, cross for Sesko. Keeper just beats him to it. Well done, Hermansen. They're preventing the short passing out, which is something that obviously West Ham were wanting to do there, but they couldn't do it, so they've gone long. We've won the ball back, although Mainu's lost it again. Mario Fernandes wins it back. Gonzo, the ball over the top. It's gone to Fernandes, who I think was offside, but it's not been given. We have a corner. Bruno Fernandes takes the corner, swings it towards the far post. Martinez wins the header, but... Oh, no, he didn't win the header. I thought it was him who won it, but it went completely away from the goal anyway. So we seem to have started quite brightly. Hopefully we can find the goal sooner rather than later. West Ham did frustrate Liverpool in their last game. 70 minutes they held on before Liverpool finally broke the deadlock. Dorgu squares it across and Bremo forces another good save from the keeper. Fulkrug, you have to be careful saying his name. Very nearly broke away there, but we're coming back down. Gonzo's lost it. James Ward-Prowse. Paqueta, the pressing is excellent today. Mainu finds Mario Fernandes. Delict, Mainu, good ball to Bruno Fernandes. Good header from Mbuemo to Sesko, out to Dorgu. He's not going to shoot, surely. He's crossed it, and Sesko gets across the defender and the goalkeeper and heads it into the goal. And that was a superb goal. I think nearly everybody in the team was involved in that in one way or another. And there we are, Manchester United lead 1-0 against West Ham United. Superb how he got across the defender in front of the keeper and couldn't miss once he'd got that position. Free kick with James Ward-Prowse. Fulkrug, and that looked offside. We're waiting for the decision, but it did look offside. It's disallowed, thank goodness. So it is still 1-0. But that just shows you James Ward-Prowse is dangerous from these free kicks and corners. So a bruised knee for Mario Fernandes. We'll take him off at half-time. Hopefully he can last until then. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, a player who I would love to have in this United team because I think he's a superb player. It's just United wanted wing-backs and he's not really that. Superb tackler though. That Fulkrug is an absolute nightmare when they cross it in. He wins everything. He's like West Ham's version of Sesko. So Todibo brings the ball out for West Ham. Somerville gives it away. Martinez picks up the ball, plays it to Mainu. Gonzo brings it inside. Long ball for Dorgu to run onto. He has made it. He's got the cross in. Sesko at the far post. And a superb rising header. He rose like a salmon and heads it into the top corner. That is Manchester United 2, West Ham 0. You would be very disappointed not to win from this position, but this is Manchester United. The form has really turned around since February. And all of a sudden, it's a game which we're excited to play. We've got 6 shots to their 2. We haven't been dominating the game in terms of possession. It's 50-50 really there, but In fact, West Ham have a little bit ahead of us, but at least we're getting the chances and scoring the goals. I'm pleased we've created loads, but with the midfielders, I'll say that you've not been holding on to the ball enough. So they've got to be encouraged to improve a little bit. I forgot to look at whether Fernandes needs to come off. I think he's okay. We could always bring Ashley Not Young on for him. Mario Fernandes. A great cross. Sesko, I thought he was going to get his hat trick. He maybe won't get a better chance than that. Within seconds of the kickoff, Sesko misses a sitter. Now Martinez, Dorgu, they've got the ball at the back, which is not really where we want to see them. They're not being pressed, so it's easy enough to play it out. Mario Fernandes. Rolls it to Gonzo, who does square it to Sesko. That is Sesko's hat-trick. And that was, again, a super worked goal. And all of a sudden, we are looking like a team. And these old guys who we've signed are making a difference. I really signed them as a bit of a joke, but the truth is that they're making us look a much more solid team. Or certainly a much more solid squad. So Manchester United 3, West Ham United 0. An hour gone. We can look at subbing a few players. Somerville, could they pull one back? Fulkrug, I mean, he scores against us every time. So a little bit annoying that an hour in, we were just thinking of making subs because we were in control. And all of a sudden, they've got a little bit of a avenue back into the game. Mario Fernandes. Superb cross last time. And again, looking for Sesko. Sesko wins it again. I tell you what, he's had such a good game. I'm going to give him a break. So he's got a hat-trick. Baz, you can come on and give us another blast. We want you as a target forward, though. And Bruno Fernandes has been struggling a little bit, so we'll give Cunha a go for him. Mainu's played well today, but he's looking a bit tired, so Ugarte is coming back from injury. Gets another half an hour into his legs. Time is beginning to tick away. Last 10 minutes, we'll just look at the tired legs of Mario Fernandes. Mazraoui can come on for him. And Dorgu also looking tired, so Ashley Not Young for the last 10 minutes. Torreira picks up the ball from a defensive position, hoofs it right up the pitch. Let's get Baz on the old player tracker there, so we can see what's going on. Wilson, I tell you what, they should have scored then. That would have made for an interesting final few minutes, wouldn't it? So Mazraoui takes a free kick to Torreira. Been very dependable since signing. Torreira again. The ball over the top, which Gonzo runs onto, gets the ball across. Cunha makes the header, and finally Cunha gets a header on target, and that is 4-1, game over. I didn't think, I thought it was going to be Baz's moment for a second when it went high, but he was in the centre of the goal, so it wasn't going to be him. I tell you what, you can't miss him. I don't know if that's a blonde head or a bald head, but you can't miss him on the pitch, can you? And that's full time. Excellent victory. 19 chances created. We did eventually get on top of the possession just about. So warning them not to be complacent, because that's what I was suggested to do. But I don't think that really was the best one to go with. So if we look where we are after 31 games, 58 points. Aston Villa are 2 games still to play on us. and we're 1 point behind them. We're also only 2 points behind Arsenal now. I don't quite know how that has happened. They must have had a real dip in form. But somehow we're 2 points behind Arsenal with them having played the same amount of games. So there is that chance that fourth is coming towards us as we have really turned our form around. Definitely going to praise him for that. I thought you scored good work. I was really impressed with how you led the line. That's got to be the one. He scored a hat trick. Surely that would be your superb in front of goal, but the option wasn't there, so we can't do it. We've also gained £1 million from Ghana as well, so there's more money into the coffers, which we do need because our overall balance isn't looking too good. So we're currently paying over the wage budget as well. But that's just because of these bit part players who I have signed. So quite a while to the next game. So I think what we'll do is we'll do the usual, speed through. It's the most important game of the episode, so it's really important that we get a good win. But I hope we don't have too many injuries from the international break. So it is rocketing through. We're already down to 6 days. The countdown is on. How many injuries will we get from this international break? Usually pulls up one or two. And at this time of the season, they could be not career ending, season ending injuries. We've already lost Casemiro to a season ending injury. We don't want to lose anybody else. So we've managed to tie down Phil O'Neill. That was an important one because he looks a cracking little player and could well be sort of like the next Bruno Fernandes in the side. And, 16 years old. By the time Bruno's ready to go, he should be ready to come in as a young player. And hopefully that is a position that we won't have to sign anybody for. So we've got a few players who are recommended to sign. Again, the pace really not looking too great with this guy. So I wouldn't personally. I'd say more of a defensive midfielder than a right back. That's my personal opinion with him. Doesn't look fast enough. Doesn't look like he could improve with his pace, but I don't think it'd be that much. But we'll give him a go. We'll sign him. And again, a midfielder. Not so convinced with him that he will become good, but we'll offer them a youth contract if nothing else. See whether they want a full time. They do want a full time. Not really happy with the amount. I'm not going to sign them for the full 6 years because I'm not so confident with these two. They can go because you're not having that 4,000 I'm offering you for 3 years. You're not. To me, them two were probably ones that we didn't want to sign. If we offered him a contract, you cannot make an offer. The player is already with the club. All right, so we've already signed him anyway. So I just want a quick look in a minute at the rest of the youth candidates to see whether we're missing anybody. So Ted Mengi is a first injury. He's going to be out for 4 weeks. He wasn't really in the first team, so it's not the end of the world. He was very much a backup player. So he looks like he's improving nicely. Scanlon. Again, a player who could take the role of Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he's got the potential to be as good, but he certainly could be a player who can hang around until he's maybe 21. 4 years with him knocking around the squad, he would be able to come in and do a job. Ashley Young's injured again. Zirks has scored a goal. Shame it couldn't have been for us, but if you haven't been following this from the beginning, Zirks has been absolutely awful. I mean, so bad that I've just not even put him in the matchday squad anymore. So if we look at the players who are out of contract, the likes of Gonzo and Mario Fernandes, I am tempted to bring back. Dost, maybe not. He's too slow, really, but at least he had good finishing and heading. If he gets a chance, he will score. He's got 1 goal for us. So there's a few players here who are potential. Harrison Parker. Apparently he has enough time remaining on his contract, but he's one that I would want to definitely get back in. So we'll look again at them towards the end of the season and make a decision then based on where we feel we are in terms of money, because I'm not too sure on what they're promising me in terms of a transfer budget for next season. So Sesko beginning to really like me. I think I keep getting the messages from him saying that he thanks me for everything that he's doing. He's doing a fantastic job. So Gonzo played really well in the last game, and Mario Fernandes played really well in the last game. We've got no players injured, no players looking tired, but Cunha is on the bench. I might give Cunha the nod ahead of Fernandes, just to give Fernandes a bit of a break from the side. He's not been in as good a form recently. I'm going to put Mazraoui on the left to see whether he can impact a little bit better than Dorgu. He's a bit more attacking minded, so hopefully he will be able to do that. Luke Shaw is looking like he's had his day here. West Ham are interested in him, which is quite good because I'd be quite happy to sell him. We've got a lot of players here who are looking a little bit unhappy with where they are. So what's up with you? Complaining he wants a new deal. I don't think that's likely, Diallo, because you've got 6 years left and you're not looking like you're going to get in the first team anytime soon. We've got a 30-year-old who's outplaying you. So this is a team to face Aston Villa today. It is an away match. I probably should have gone to the counter-attacking tactic, but I didn't. So we'll have to keep an eye on how we do. Lemons, Mario Fernandes, Delict, Martinez, Mazraoui, Mainu, Torreira, Gonzo on the right, and Buemo on the left, Cunha in the middle, and Sesko. Looking at the team that we're up against, obviously Ross Barkley, ex-Luton, Harvey Elliott, John McGinn, players that we've got to watch, really. All the ex-Man United players seem to not be there. Are they on the bench? Lindelof's on the bench. I want you to pick up off where you left last time. Seems to be the only thing that we can say at the moment. We're playing well every game and winning quite comfortably. Aston Villa look like they're going to get the first opportunity though. 5 minutes in, it's a great cross. McGinn with the header just over the bar. So a little bit of a disturbing start. Mbeumo has picked up an injury. That is not good. So it's a foot injury, hopefully not too serious. Mason Mount, you can come on, and Cunha can go out wide. So Cunha didn't get his chance in the middle that he was looking for. He's ended up straight away going out to the left. So a corner for Manchester United. Gonzo taking it. Finds Sesko at the near post, just beaten to it. Cunha picks it up. It takes a deflection. It's going to be a Cunha goal. But that was, that was a good goal in the end. But it was an element of luck to it. Sesko lost out the header to Tyrone Mings. Cunha picks up the ball, drives the shot in. It deflects off Pau, and that was the goal. So once again, Aston Villa starting with a throw in on that side. Adriozola is running right across the pitch. Finally, the tackle goes in. And Barkley on the rebound very nearly tucks it in the top corner. It does go over. Mount with a free kick. Swings it to the far post. Martinez. De Ligt with an overhead kick. An absolutely ridiculous overhead kick. Just misses the target, but it gave us something to laugh at. I mean, I've got to say that they're playing better than us. We're 1-0 up. If we survive this, I might go to the counter-attacking tactic. So, I mean, does the game hear me or something? Quite literally, I said if we survive this, and it somehow said that is the moment where we give you a goal. I can't believe that. Literally cannot believe it. So Barkley with a corner. All of a sudden, this is looking like we will be lucky to get anything out of this game. Guasand, we've got the goal. Consa now. Sesko can't make the tackle. Mings, McGinn, ball through to Barkley. They'll get a penalty, and all of a sudden, the whole thing's gone tits up, and we are in trouble. Soft penalty to give away. So Wind, straight down the middle, 2-1. And everything was looking so good, and all of a sudden it's just gone pear-shaped on us. Straight from the kickoff. We've gone very attacking with a counter-attacking formation. Sesko picks up the ball, tucks it home. What a goal that was. But they're saying it's offside. I don't think it was, but it's been disallowed. Oh, man. This is just going to be one of them games, isn't it? And we needed it. We wanted to win this. Look at that. That's not offside. I'm not having that. The guy on the left was keeping him on. Smashing finish by Sesko. It's just a shame it doesn't count. I mean, look how many players they're committing forward. If we can't counter-attack this, we're 3-1 down. We're getting stuffed again. Look at this now. They've got so many players in a line there. And we just don't put the tackle in again. So this is probably the end of our season in terms of hopes of getting the top four. They're terrible. We'll sort yourselves out. On to the second half. we've gone on defensive in the hope that we can pick them off. So Mazraoui's shown too much of the ball and have lost it. Mainu wins the header. Sesko. Gonzo with a shot, but he's missed. We've got to go positive now because we need a goal. So we've got 2 defensive midfielders, both on yellow cards. So Mount is coming off. We're going to have a target man attack. We're getting to lump it forward stage now, aren't we? So extremely direct. Hit early crosses. We've got to get that ball in as often as possible. Get shots away. We're trying to save our season. Watching the players' energy levels drop. Mazraoui's looking very tired. Ashley, not young, is going to come on for him. We haven't got... I suppose we could put Dorgu on for Mario Fernandes. And we've just given some new legs to the wing-backs. Time is running out. Big style. Gonzo doesn't win the ball. Delict. Ashley, not young. Swings across in. Sesko. 3-2. There is a slight chance that we are back in. They're saying it's offside, but there's no chance it was. Look at that. Ashley, not young. Still got it. Great cross. Sesko just has to side foot it with his left foot into the goal. And they're still crying this tight offside. It was never offside in a million years. But that will be the last highlight. We know how this works. Oh, we've got a corner. The corner is crossed in. Sesko wins the header. Oh, man. We needed that. So there we go. That's the end of it. No more highlights after that. And that's very disappointing. Not happy with the performance out there. That, these big games are what we're not winning. That's the one thing that I will say. So 32 games in, we're now 7 points behind Aston Villa, and you can't see that being made up. We've lost distance on Arsenal as well. That's really disappointing. A disappointing way to end what has been a fantastically long, winning, exciting live stream, really. If we go to the schedule and just see how we've done over the course, if that'll work. So over the course of February, we won 4 out of 5, only losing to the league leaders. Then in March, I've just realised we've crept into April. There must have been a little bit of a change in the date of the Aston Villa match, and I didn't even spot it. But so you've had a bit of a bonus for April. 2 good wins against Bournemouth and Aston Villa. Now we've got, for the next live stream, we've got to come back with a couple of difficult games again. Before we have Fulham and Everton, Man City, the obligatory hammering, 2 games before the end of the season, and Crystal Palace. The goal now is to finish in the top 6. The prospects of that happening are quite high, apart from the next game. If we lose to Newcastle, then I'll be a little bit nervous, because we've got to play Arsenal as well. But then if we beat Newcastle and Arsenal, 5th could be a real possibility. Aston Villa's form has turned around at just the wrong time. Beating us was the icing on the cake for them, and it's left us really struggling. But yeah, it's been a really good live stream. I think overall we can be quite happy with the results that we got. We beat Chelsea, we beat Tottenham. We've had some good wins against teams you'd expect us to beat. disappointing that we weren't able to at least get a draw against Liverpool and Aston Villa. Really disappointing finish, but we're not going to look too down. The important thing is the job security. We're now stable, which is where we want to be at least. And a couple of games that could very quickly change, but I wouldn't have thought now we were in danger of the sack. As long as we get those European places, I don't think we'd get sacked. So I think we're going to be okay to progress to the next season and have a decent go at the transfer window. Next season's budget at the moment is looking at 65 million, which is not enough. There should be a lot more than that, really. We're spending too much on the wages, but not by too much, so that won't be the end of the world. But we've got a lot of players in the squad who we will be looking to move on. Harry Maguire, Xerxes, Dallo, just to name a couple that will definitely be looking to get rid of. And that will hopefully give us up to maybe 100, 120 million, and we can go and get at least one really key player to add to this squad. I'm hopeful that they'll give us a little bit more when they're guaranteed that we've got European football. Maybe push it up to 100 million. That will be something for us. But with that said, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you've really enjoyed this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed the 2 months that we've managed to get through, and hopefully we'll get through in the next live stream the final 2 months of the season, and we'll see where we go. And then the question will simply be, did we do better than Ruben Amorim? To be honest, it's going to be a close contest, but at the end of the day, we've done our best. We've had a little bit of a bad run, but so we've got obviously Mbuemo is injured. Just looking, he's actually only out for 10 days, so it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be missing for too many games, so it's not the end of the world with Mbuemo. Yeah, so I'm Stevie C. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I really do, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.